Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx and welcome back to Serafina Saga. Another episode. Papa looks even grimmer than he did before we came in here. If such a thing is possible, he speaks to me in a low, haggard voice. And my PC is freezing for some reason. And that's freaking annoying, and that's even more annoying, and I don't know why is it freezing. Seriously. Oh, of course. Windows crappy malware probably is doing its job like always. When it's not the time. Are you sure about this plan, revealing yourself to the Royal Duma? Yeah, as I said, it seems the most efficient way to topple Kalias's bomb. I suppose that's true, but I don't know if Beatrix is willing to cooperate. If I must, I suppose I could try to arrange an emergency meeting on my own, but plenty of people here still don't trust me. Is there anyone else here in the cast we trust to help us with this? Whom should I ask for help? No one. Well... Oh, for fuck's sake, PC, can you... No one? There's no one else I trust with this. Oh, very well. Then I suppose you should just go and get the key. The key? Now? I doubt you'll have a chance to sleep tonight, and we'll want to have it ready for tomorrow. So you might as well bring it here. Should I bring the jewel as well? You got the jewel too? I'm impressed. Yeah, you might as well bring them both. Alright, I'll be back as soon as I can. Carefully I creep through the dark fortress and back to my room. Torches flicker from one hallway to the next, lighting my path while fabricating cruel shadows that seem to clutch and grab at my feet. I wonder what Xavier Wolven looks like. I imagined him lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce upon me. Several times I forget to breathe as I slide my feet over the cobblestones. But eventually I reach my little room in the servants' quarters. Much to my relief, the key and the jewel are both where I hid them. My head trembling, I pick up the sharply edged key and attempt fitting it to the stone. The jewel seems to glow as I push it in the key. A tingle spreads from my fingertips and up my arms. I can't help but believe that Reuben was right all along. Magical or not, the key and jewel belong together. I tuck the necklace carefully under my tunic and reluctantly leave the dark silence of my room behind me. When I return to the church tower, a solemn scene awaits me. Arken crouches before a low fire, poking it methodically with an iron. He roasts the drea leaves in a kettle over the flames. Beatrix remains bowed in the corner, but her head is bowed and she is deeply asleep. Arken must have tracked her already. Papa turns to look at me curiously. I nod, confirming that I now have the key. Nicholas tiptoes towards me, then speaks in a hushed whisper. So, you got the key? Yeah, and you don't need to whisper. If Arken gave Beatrix even a small amount of drea, she wouldn't wake up. Even if a dog barked in her ears. Not for a few hours anyway. Oh, good. Well, while we were gone, I gave some more thought as to how to deal with tomorrow. My aunt is the house leader of Perrin right now. I'm going to ask her to summon the Royal Duma. She's very resourceful. If anyone can do it, it's her. Really? That is very good news. You see, having me around is like carrying a luck charm. I'd better go see her now. She'll be furious that I woke her up before dawn. But if I can survive her initial wrath, the rest will be easy. Alright, good luck. Always. With a deep breath, I continue across the room towards Arken. Being around him still makes me feel an unsettling combination of nervousness and excitement. But I can't just ignore him for the rest of the evening, so I stand next to him by the fire. Serafina. Yeah? May I have the key now? Alright. My hands shake as I pull the necklace from my tunic and leave it towards him. As the key glimmers between us, Papa seems to stop breathing. He stares at it a while, his body unmoving. I see the dark shadow in his eyes, like a storm brewing. When he finally raises his hand to take it, his arm trembles even more violently than mine. He flinches as I drop the key into his palm, then a strange calm falls over him. He closes his fist around the sharp metal, one finger at a time. Then he takes a deep breath and slips the necklace over his head. As the key falls firmly against his chest, he seems to stop trembling, his eyes clear. Thank you, Serafina. You've made the right choice. Neither of us speak for a short while. The fire grumbles beside us while logs shift and crack in the flames. The weight of our decisions seems to lie heavily upon us. Well, it seems that we will have a little time to sleep, after all. Perhaps you should sleep in my room, just to be safe. But what about you? I won't be able to sleep tonight. I probably won't either. Even so, it might do you some good to lie down and rest. You have been through a lot tonight. When he mentions that, my body seems to instantly remember its exhausting climb up the Gerda tower, then my scuffle with Bellatrix. My exhaustion strikes me like a punch in the stomach. You're probably right. Good. Do you remember where my room is? Yeah, I've been there before. Gods, I can't believe I never recognized you in that stupid helmet. I guess that sometimes we only see what we want to see in people, and we are blind to the other possibilities. Thanks for everything tonight, Peppa. I really mean it. I'm glad I could help. Now go get some rest. I'll come get you at dawn. But what if someone else enters his room? I wake slowly, confused and disoriented. I must have fallen asleep without realizing it. I look around and see that I'm in Arken's room. Papa stands over me, his stare intense but kind. Serafina, the Royal Duma has been summoned. It is time. A wave of fear and excitement rushes through me and gives me the energy to rise. Farewell, I'm ready! I enter the Grand Hall, clinging desperately to the courage and determination that has led me this far. Doing so becomes increasingly difficult, however, as I face the trial before me. All of the house leaders already wait in the hall, stirring with excitement and restlessness. A long table stretches across the room, around which sit the many house leaders of Darcia. I see all manner of people gathered around the table, representing a wide range of skin tones and hair colors, wearing a large variety of clothes and accessories. I am nearly overwhelmed by the significance of the task before me. I feel alien and unwelcome. Who am I to stand before these nobles and tell them I am someone important? When I look at Papa and my strength returns to me. If he could return here as a traitor and still find the strength to make his stance among them, then so can I. At first, people just look at me curiously. They must sense that if I'm someone important, but they don't know who I am. When King Callas, seated at the head of the table, notices my arrival, my heart sinks at the sight of him. Somehow I had hoped he wouldn't be here, but as the leader of the Royal Duma itself, I suppose his presence here could not be avoided. Fortunately, my presence here unsettles him for more than he disturbs me. His face turns white and his hands clench the arms of his chair. When I step closer, he scrams up to his feet. What is she doing here? She's the real reason we have gathered here this morning. A hum of confused murmurs spreads through the room. No, there must be some mistake, Nicolaus Perrin. The Royal Duma is only for house leaders. Actually, I think I'm a house leader. Guards, says this woman, she wants to steal my crown. I look around in the panic and several armed crowds move towards me. I hope to do this more gradually, perhaps to win over the Royal Duma with inspiring words. But I don't think that will be an option, I have to act now. I take a deep breath when I speak, I force my voice to fill the chamber so that everyone in the room has no choice but to listen. My name is Serafina Elborn, my mother was Nadia Elborn, my father was Gerald Feldren. Thanks to Arken Gerda, I grew up hidden in the Darzian jungle. Even I did not know my true identity until a few weeks ago. My purpose here today is not to disrupt Castle Crontolive, nor even to steal the crown, as Kalias clearly fears. However, I demand that this gathering recognize my title and whatever crimes might go with it. And most importantly, I ask you all to hold King Kalias accountable for his attempts to murder me in order to secure his own position, first at the hands of Bellatrix Grandil and now Xavier Woolven. The room explodes, nobles gasp, shout or even stand with alarm. There has been some sort of misunderstanding. Guards, I believe that I asked you to. Arken has the key to the Grand Keep. Reluctantly, Papa holds up the necklace for all the prying eyes of the Dardian royalty. He holds it so high that the jewel twinkles above them and casts rainbow beams across the table. Reuben stands up suddenly, mouth agape. Hey, that's my jewel, how do you? Smiling, Reuben turns towards me, fist clenching so hard as his sides that the knuckles turn white. I might have forgiven lies, Chertard, but then you stole from me. This key and its jewel were never yours to begin with, Reuben. They belong to my mother. The voice of the other nobles are rising. They are yelling at each other, across the table, or even at the king himself, each one trying to be heard above the others. None of the Jardias can be trusted. King Chaos just wanted the Grand Keep to himself. We demand an explanation. The nobles keep shouting until the stones seem to shake around us. This sophisticated gathering of so-called royalty has become a boiling pot of greed and anger. A moment ago I had started to hope that the emotional tide in this room was favoring me. Now I worry that a storm has erupted, one which will leave no one here unharmed. I don't know what to do, this chaos is my fault. In a sense, it's what I wanted, but what good will come of it now? Everyone, silent! I watch in shock as Arken says the room attentions, his golden glare freezing everyone in place. I freaking can't. Well, speak louder? Scream? Because it's night! 2:30, almost. You are all fools, every single one of you. You pretend to be surprised by Kallias's behavior. If so, you are blind. But I'm sure none of you care about bringing Kallias to justice so much as you care about what I hold in my hands, so let's deal with that first. This necklace, the key to the Grand Keep, is absolutely worthless. The Grand Keep is empty, it always has been. I'm sure none of you believe me, and hell, I don't blame you. So here's what I propose. All of you should vote for a representative to accompany me and King Kallias to the Grand Keep. I will open it in order to prove that nothing of value is inside. After that we'll destroy the key, once and for all, so you can all focus on the true problems before you. Destroy the key? Is that really necessary, Uncle? Arken just calls at Reuben, then decides to ignore him completely. So, who will be house leaders? Which one of you should bear witness to your own stupidity? Everyone in the room goes silent for a moment. I watch as all of their faces drop, their gaze lowering with sorrow. It's almost as if they can't bear the thought of the Grand Keep actually being empty. They would almost prefer to go on living in denial. Meanwhile, I'm distracted by the fact that Arken wants to do all of this without me. Haven't I earned a say in what happens to the key? We are all still trying to figure out how to move forward, when suddenly a shadow in the corner seems to move. I think I'm the first person to notice it, and for a moment I choose to hope that what I saw was only a trick of my imagination. Then I see a shape materializing from the darkness, first one leg, then another. Next, a tall, slender body slides forward with perfect grace. A soft glow billows around his thin but weary frame. Finally, his face comes into light, and though I have never seen before, I suddenly know who it is. A pair of thin red eyes seem to glow from within the dark sockets of Saga's face. I shiver as his gaze flickers over me. Really? Something like that is an assassin? Really? Then his eyes glide slowly across the room, ignoring almost everything in their path, until they settle on Arken. That key belongs to Vivian Drell. I've seen Papa angry more times than I count. I've also seen him scared, but usually his fear just gives way to more anger. The more ferocious a predator, the angrier Arken will become. But not this time. This time I see all the anger in Papa fade completely. The blood drains from his face, the strength melts from his muscles. He's scared, he's devastated, his last shred of pride seems to wither away before me. Saga, I have the key, you know that she gave it to me, your oath is maintained. I'll be the judge of that. Severep and Guardians were here, you can explain to everyone that I haven't actually hired you as of this very moment. I thought you summoned me here to kill someone. Whatever you gave that idea. Kallias continues to laugh nervously, but no one else seems to share his amusement. Never mind, clearly I have matters to settle here anyway. You say you're headed to the Grand Keep. I would love to come with you. Who else will be joining us? The house leaders all look at each other nervously. A moment ago, they were merely reluctant to confirm the Grand Keep's emptiness. Now they are absolutely terrified of leaving their seats. I suppose I'll come along. I'm the king after all. As you please. I wonder what Kala's think. I know now that even if he seems idiotic at times, he is not entirely stupid. Alright, here is my idea. Ask everyone to go! Perhaps he merely wants to flee from this gathering, or perhaps he wants to speak to Xavier in private. Fortunately, I'm not the only one who realized that this whole idea, which began as a solution, is becoming an opportunity for further subterfuge. A few of the house leaders look around at the table and begin speaking to each other in hushed tones. As the conversation spreads, their voices grow louder and I hear what they are saying. Where is Beatrix Grandil? She should be the one to bear witness. Yeah, Beatrix can be trusted and it is her right as second chair. But where is she? Beatrix has been confined to a room in the Gerardar Tower. After a quick and careless discussion, the house leaders agreed to send a servant to free Beatrix. Arken is in no mood to disagree with them. After all, Beatrix should hate Xavier as much as anyone. Our enemy's enemy is our friends. Xavier just watches everyone curiously, a little sneer pulls at his lips, and his slender fingers twitch at his sides. I suspect that he hates being surrounded by so many other people. Perhaps as a wolven with heightened senses, he finds crowds overwhelming. Or perhaps as a descendant of the god of wrath, he simply hates everyone and would kill every person inside if not for a thin vial of restraint. Then his red gaze falls on me, his nose flares slightly and his lips curl into a smile. Perhaps Serafina could come along as well? You leave her alone. It's alright, Papa, I'm not afraid of him. This lie, of course, a complete and utter lie. Underneath my angry exterior, I'm trembling like a rabbit. But I'm furious too, and I try to focus on my rage, instead of my fear. And let's continue the story in the next episodes, because I have no idea when to cut it now. Hope you enjoyed that one, and see you then, bye!